Hi, this is Siobhan Hunter.
Hi, this is Chris Gaunt.
Hi, this is Cliff Pike from Hibs TV.
Hi, this is Tam McManus.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening
to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
The Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
Listening to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
To Strong Opinion Hibs podcast. Go on, the lads.
What a moment this is. It's Liam Henderson to deliver. David Gray has scored. The captain. Hibs are standing on the brink of history after 114 years.
Strong opinion. I love the strong opinion.
That was, of course, a fantastic win for Hibs Women at Meadowbank as we beat bottom of the league Glasgow 7-0. So, going into this game, it's what we were terming as our goal difference game. After a really confident win against Partick Thistle, going into a home game against bottom of the league Glasgow, who have yet to win a game this season, we were confident and we knew it was a game we needed to use to boost that goal difference and gain a bit of ground on Hearts. So, Charlie, we'll just jump right into the starting 11 of obviously a bit of a second string, which is what we're expecting. Obviously, with a trip to Broadwood to play Rangers on Thursday night, we knew that we'd need to rest some players. So, what were your thoughts on the starting lineup when it came out?
I thought it was good, mate. Obviously, the biggest one was seeing Rachel Boyle back on the bench. We'll come on to her performance later on, but seeing Kaczynska start, it's good. Like there's no reason for Benny to play in that game, especially with a tough game on Thursday. There's no two ways about it. It'll be a tough game, and I think seeing Shannon Leishman start was good. Seeing Rosie get a start, fantastic. She needed that. Brooke Nunn starting, great. Katie Lockwood getting another start, great. Nor continuing to be in the starting 11 as well. It's good. I want to see more of that. You want the players that haven't had much game time this season to get game time, and no disrespect to Glasgow Women, but that's the perfect game to do it. Bottom of the league, haven't won a game. As Dean said in his post-match interview, we expected to win that game. So my only potential gripe would have been I would have liked to have seen maybe Leah Tweedy start, but she obviously came off the bench, and we'll again come on to that later. But yeah, I think it was good, mate. I wasn't unhappy with it at all. It would be disappointing if anyone's unhappy with that starting 11 yesterday.
No, I think it shows you how much we've sort of come on from last season, where last season we hardly had a bench, and now we can actually afford to put out a second team. Yeah, I thought Danny's the big one for me in there. She's been a really good backup, and like I said, considering she was an emergency signing after Tebbit got injured and Hannah Marriott went off to America, I think it's great to see Danny getting those chances and proving herself. That's her played 3 and kept 3 clean sheets now. So a very good backup option, and as much as she didn't have much to do, it's great to see her get the minutes. It's great to see her get the chances and a bit of consistency in her career, because obviously she's been a bit of a lost soul.
Yeah,
she's bouncing around the lower leagues of English football before she came up, and I think it's good for her to have a bit of consistency. And she's a really solid backup option. I'm happy to see Rosie. It was great to see Rosie. I mean, the thing about Rosie is every time she plays, she's like Hayley. She keeps getting better and better and better. And it's an ideal game to play Rosie, and that's the sort of games you want to put young, hungry players out in and give them a chance to really show what they're about, strut their stuff. So I was really happy with the lineup. Of course, Smalley on the bench. It's great to see her back after so long, and it shows you what a strong person she is. That's not easy on anyone in any sort of walk of life, to be having 2 kids through a C-section, and to come back with that, being a full-time mum as well, and to come back and play a professional football match. Got to say hats off to her, because I don't think it doesn't take just any. It's a special person it takes to do that. So really over the moon for Rachel, and it was great to see her back. And of course, I would agree with you. I think I would have actually given Leah the shout. I think it's ever since Leah's been recalled from Queen's Park, she's another option to have, and we've got to give her the minutes, because I think we're beginning to see the player she once was. I don't think that spell at Hearts did her any good, because she came into that Hearts team when they were in a big transition phase. So I think it's good to have Leah back. and that obviously that spell at Queen's Park's done the world of good as well. So I would have actually given Leah a shout, but really happy with Rosie because Katie and Brooke have both been really good. Katie especially. So obviously, first half we make a positive start. Rosie puts us 1-0 up very quickly. Great to see Rosie scoring. Like I said, it was a good goal, very well taken, as well. Then we basically pepper Glasgow, but to Glasgow's credit,
their keeper first half especially was absolutely unbelievable.
She was phenomenal. She was absolutely phenomenal, mate. I mean, I think I've never seen a keeper from that sort of team. Usually the keeper's a weak link in those sorts of teams.
Oh, big time.
She was phenomenal. I mean, if it wasn't for her, it could have been 6 at the break.
Oh, easily.
I mean, I was really sorry. I felt really sorry for Brooke. Brooke could have had a hat trick in that game. I think there was the post saves. It was honestly so unlucky for Brooke, but full credit to the Glasgow keeper. She was fantastic. But I think you see the difference in level, and I was saying this, we were talking about it after the game with Dave as well, Dave Armstrong, that Glasgow are a team that are a sort of symptom of what's wrong with the women's game in Scotland, how far the women's game in Scotland's still to go, that there's that much of a gap between a mid-table team like ourselves, because we're sort of mid to upper half of the table, and them. And I think it's a shame on them, but fair play. I mean, I think they were quite solid, and barrage. I think if we'd been more clinical on the day, we could have easily put double figures past them with the way it was. But I've got to say their defence was solid.
The biggest telling point for me yesterday, and I only found this out last night, was one of their players was 15.
Yeah,
and I think it's hard for me to be negative about women's football, mate, because I really enjoy it. But I think that really says it all for me, is that like why is there a team in the top flight that's having to rely on 15-year-olds? Like, I would love to see every team be professional. I really would, because that would show you how far the game's come. But I think Glasgow women are probably a symptom of almost a failing in the league as well, because like they went like 2 teams came up, and obviously Dundee United have done well this season, but it's a shame for Glasgow women because they're going to go down, having probably over a -100 goal difference, and that's gonna get bad press. And I really do. I feel bad for them because they're in the league for a reason. They got promoted, but it's just a shame for them that like they're playing every week. Like you say, mate, at halftime it could have easily been 7-8 0 Hibs, and then you're like, I didn't want to see. Obviously, it's great to get the 7 goals, but I didn't want to see Hibs winning 8-9 0 in a league game. I'd rather East Fife next Sunday. Like if we win 12-0, like brilliant. Like that's a team below us in the division, but in the same division as us, like
it's not good. It's not good.
And listen, Glasgow women, they done well, mate. They kept us at bay in that first half, and then I think the floodgates really opened in the second half, which we'll come on to. But I thought their keeper was top class. She really was. She was very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it, and it's something that I've been saying a lot of recently. And I think what we'll see next season is when a SPFL club, it looks like it'll potentially be Montrose that are going to win the league. They're an SPFL club. They'll probably fare a bit better next season, I think, because they're affiliated to an SPFL club.
I think that's the big difference as well. There's so many teams in Glasgow anyway, whereas Montrose, they've got a men's team. They've probably they probably play at the same stadium, I would imagine.
Yeah, they use Links Park.
So like that, I think that'll fare better. But I thought first half of the Hibs were good, but Glasgow women definitely kept us at bay for the majority.
I was really pleasantly surprised actually because they were solid. I've got to say, fair play to them. For such a young team, they really kept us well marshalled. So we go into half time and we've got the lead and we go, okay, it's been a tighter game than maybe what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
Second half, and this is a big thing we talked about, is we didn't really properly come out of second gear in the second half.
No.
But we still managed to score 5 goals in the second half, which
it wasn't until Rachel came on that we were
changed the game.
because it was still 2-0 when she came on, and I'm like, oh man, we were saying to each other, and I said to Callum and that, like, this could potentially be a huge banana skin if it stays 2-0, because it was used as the goal difference game, and obviously it did help massively with the 5 goals in the second half, but it wasn't until Rachel came on that the game really changed. In our favour is probably not the right way to describe it because we were 2-0 up, but it really did swing because Glasgow were crawling back into the game, like they were getting further and further up the park.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, and we were saying that 2-0, it takes one silly mistake and they get a goal back, and then suddenly they're back in the game. I think that's the thing, and we were talking about that where there was a few dodgy passes from Ellis and some other players where you were going, if that was against even like a Dundee United, that would have been punished. It's just a case of Glasgow were beginning to get a bit leggy, and had we played a team like Dundee United or Aberdeen or Hamilton even, then that would have been punished. It's as simple as that. So I think that we were beginning to just sort of, I think it was a bit of complacency keeping in maybe. Rachel comes on, instantly changes the game. I mean,
was on the park 20 seconds.
On the park 20 seconds and scored. I mean, I think you look at that. I mean, again, she's not long had a bairn for a C-section, and 20 seconds into her first game back, bang.
Great finish as well.
Full credit to Rosie for the ball as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Rosie was phenomenal. How she didn't get player of the match in that game is beyond me, because Rosie didn't just score; she worked her arse off in that game as well.
Ava played well, but how it never got given to Rosie was unbelievable.
The thing for me, Rosie's work rate is. I mean, a lot of young players that come in and they struggle with the physicality, maybe, or they can get tired easily. I think Rosie could run up and down that pitch all day. It's as simple as that, and she's strong as well. She doesn't get bullied. She knows how to handle herself out there, which is great to see. Because I think you see it. Look, for example, Josh O'Connor comes on at Easter Road against Aberdeen. And bearing in mind he's older, and he got bullied by the Aberdeen players. Rosie doesn't. I mean, the example I use is when we played Rangers and Rosie gave Nicola Docherty a very good one. Nicola's no pushover either. Nicola's a big girl, she's a very strong player. And Rosie was right in there, no bothering, stuck right in. So I think it's very interesting to see how quickly Rosie's developing. It's great. I think she's on an even quicker track than Ailey, and that's saying something.
I think they're both going the right way for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I think both of them are going to play in top leagues. You can see them going down the Caroline Weir route, definitely. But obviously, Rachel. I mean, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Well taken goal as well. So I think the other talking point, since she's your favourite player, Charlie, is we will talk about Leah Tweedy, because I really did want to bring this up. Obviously, Leah's struggled ever since she left Hibs. Had an okay spell at Hearts, comes back, gets loaned out to Queen's Park, gets recalled, and you think, okay, she's just put there for an extra body on the bench. But she's proven she's not just an extra body on the bench. I think she came on, played really well.
I thought she was really good.
She looked good when she came on. She looked really good. I'm good. I'm really glad to see it, because obviously I've been watching Hibs Women for quite a wee while now, and I seen Leah when she was in her prime. And that's just talking about the sort of glory days of Hibs. And I seen Leah when she was playing up top with Jamie Lee Napier, and she was a phenomenal player then, and you're beginning to see that again, which is great, because it was so easy that after that sort of not so good spell at Hearts and getting chucked out on loan to Queen's Park, you could go, okay, well, that's her career maybe over now. But she's come back and she's been phenomenal. I thought she looked good when she came on, got a very well-deserved goal. And I'm going to say it now, East Fife, there's an opportunity to start her. I think you start up top against East Fife. It's a huge game for her, for confidence, get a few more goals under her belt, and I think she'll be flying again.
I would say so. I think Sunday is the perfect opportunity to give players like Leah, players like Danny in goal again, maybe Rachel, maybe
Rachel for a start,
start or at least a half. It's time. It's a great opportunity to get these the players that are looking to get game time. And I think we need to start a strong squad, because we want to go through. But I would be okay with players like Poppy and that starting as well. Players that, like I said, need the game time, give them the game time. Because no disrespect to East Fife, mate, but we should absolutely hammer them. Because they're
the bottom of the SWPL too,
they're the league below us, they're bottom of the league below us. There should be no bother for us,
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I think the one last thing on Hibs Women before we wrap up this segment, I've got to say, we've had a brilliant the defeat to Spartans aside in the league. We've had a great start to this half of the season.
Yeah.
Really, I think we're looking really good. You can tell we've really gelled as a squad. Katie and Brooke have come in and just absolutely hit the ground running. Katie, especially, another really good goal for her.
Aye, Katie's on three goals now.
Yep,
she's doing well.
Katie's to me, Katie has been signing of the season.
She's up there for sure.
And once what sort of other teams should be very scared of is once Crystal can start playing again.
Oh no!
We're spoiled for choice with attackers.
And with the news that came out today that Mickey's signed an extension until 2025, like we've got such a big squad.
Exactly.
I think if we can keep the core of the squad in the summer, because obviously there will be players that move on. That's the way of it. If we can keep that core of the squad, mate, there's no reason why we can't push for higher next season. I think we'll get fourth. But there's no reason why we can't push for third next season.
No, absolutely. I think it's a huge win. And obviously a trip to Broadwood on Thursday to play Rangers, and then our Scottish Cup campaign continues against East Fife. So, as I was saying, a brilliant win for Hibs Women, a very positive start to this half of the campaign, and we continue tough game away to Rangers at Broadwood on Thursday, and then we continue our Scottish Cup campaign against East Fife. And as always, we're very privileged to support the women and follow them up and down the country, and it's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure, and like I said, just over the moon for Rosie, absolutely over the moon.
And a wee reminder for just quickly, a wee reminder for people listening: there is a bus going to the Rangers game on Thursday, priced at £10 for adults and £5 for concessions. I think there's a few of us going on the bus that follow Hibs Women, and if this is something you'd be interested in, just get in touch with the club or us, and we can point you in direction. It's on. I think you can buy the tickets on Fanbase. I think, Jack.
Yeah, you can. So you can buy it. So yeah, get in contact. You can get in contact with Chris Gaunt as well, who runs all that side of things at the club. You can drop Chris a message on Twitter or Instagram as well, and Chris will be able to point you out in the right direction. But I'd urge you guys, it's brilliant that the club's doing this. It's a facility again. I've been following Hibs Women for years now. We never used to be able to get to many away games because the facility of that was not there. And most teams played at training grounds or at high schools even back in the day. So, it's getting played in an SPFL stadium. So if you can get on the bus and you fancy a little bit of Thursday night football under the lights at Broadwood, do get yourself along and cheer the girls on because it's a huge game and we're more than capable of getting something out of it as well.
Aye, well, I think, Jack, that's us done unless you've got anything else planned, eh?
So, I think if you guys will remember from last season, we had a little Hibs quiz, and I thought, you know what? Since the podcast's back, since we're managed to record weekly, since we've all managed not to be lazy so-and-sos and record weekly, I thought I'd resurrect the Hibs quiz. So we're going to test Charlie's Hibs knowledge. So you guys, if you don't remember from last season, how it works, 3 questions on the men, 3 questions on the women, 6 in total. Some are multiple choice, some are just give me the answer, and it can be on a wide range of topics. So we'll just jump right into it. First of all, Charlie, John Burridge holds the record for being the oldest Hibs first team player ever. How old was he when he set the record? It's no multiple choice, it's just a guess.
Oh, wow. He had a long career, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
And he's 70 odd now. He played in 91. I'm going to say he was 42-ish.
You were so close. He was 41. Against Partick Thistle when he set the record. He's 41 when he set the record against Partick Thistle in 1993. So, next question on the men. So you're currently off to a bad start. This one's multiple choice. I think this is more of a memory test. for you. So who did Hibs beat first in our run to the 2007 League Cup? Was it A, Elgin City, B, Peterhead, or C, Falkirk?
I can't remember. All I remember is the later stages. Gonna go down the middle and go Peterhead.
You are so lucky with that guess. It's correct.
Come on.
Beat Peterhead 4-0 in front of just over 7,500 fans at Easter Road in the second round. Of course, we went on to win the League Cup that year. John Collins leading us on to a 5-1 win against Kilmarnock, the only 5-1 cup final that ever matters, against Kilmarnock. So yeah, I didn't know that either, Peterhead. Of course, I would have only been 3 at the time, but yeah, like you say, it's always the later rounds that you remember, especially like
I remember the
quarter-final.
Hearts one and the St Johnstone one in the final, but I couldn't have told you who would lead before Hearts.
Yeah, I really did not know it was Peterhead either. I know we'd beaten a lower league team quite by a lot, but
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you it was Peterhead, and just over 7,500 at Easter Road. Like I said, those were the days when games like that you really were toiling for a crowd at games like that. So last question on the men. So you've got 1 so far, 1 point.
That's all right.
What North African nation could current Hibs youth star Malik Zaid represent in international football? Is it A, Tunisia, B, Egypt, or C, Libya?
Do you know, I didn't think it was any of them, to be honest. Libya?
You're correct again.
I thought it was somewhere else. But
So
I'm
Malik
right.
Zaid could represent Libya. So his current FIFA nationality is actually listed as Libya as well. So he could represent Libya. Malik Zaid, a phenomenal player. I've got to add on to that as well.
just signed a new deal as well, which is good.
Yeah. Lad looks like a fantastic player. So you've got 2 out of 3 heading into the women's questions. So I thought I'd give you a nice easy one.
Thank you.
If you don't get this, then I'll be very annoyed with you considering. So your first question of the women's segment is, what WSL club is Lucy Parry currently on loan from?
Liverpool.
Correct. So yeah, Lucy's currently on loan from Liverpool, who won the championship last season, so came up with the title, currently playing in the WSL. So, question number 5. So you're currently doing a bit better. You're currently sitting on a decent amount of points here.
Doing good.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. So, number 5. Rosie Livingston made her first team debut in 2021 at just 15 years old. On the last day of the season, what team were Hibs playing? Was it A, Forfar Farmington, B, Hamilton Accies, or C, Partick Thistle?
Were you at the game?
I most certainly was. It was actually my first ever football game since COVID, to throw in another fun fact there.
I remember you talking about being at the game, but was it Partick Thistle?
Is that your final answer?
I'm going to go Partick. It's probably wrong, but I think it is that.
You are wrong. It was Forfar Farmington.
Was that their last game before they folded?
Yes.
Aye.
It was. So Partick were still in the SWPL.
So they were.
So yeah, Partick were still in the SWPL too. They took Forfar's slot in the league, which is why I actually put them in there.
That's right.
So Rosie came on quite late in the game and actually scored as well. Scored the 7th goal. We beat them 7-0. Rosie scored the 7th goal.
Hibs women like a 7-0, evidently.
We do. So yeah, Rosie's first game, 15, and she scored in that game as well. So the last question, you're currently sitting on. No, it's not too bad. You're currently sitting on
4.
3 out of 4. 4, is it? My maths is terrible.
No, 3.
Let's Calvin edit that out. Anyway, we don't want to look like idiots here. So this one's a difficult one, I will say. Hibs women have had a few homes over the years. Which West Lothian-based East of Scotland League club did we ground share with for a period of time? Is it A, Livingston United, B, Linlithgow Rose, or C, Broxburn Athletic?
Broxburn.
You are correct. It was Broxburn Athletic. We shared Albion Park for a good wee while, and of course those were in the days. Claire Emsley and Caroline Weir played for Hibs. I don't know what happened to the two of them after that, but
Caroline Weir never amounted to anything in her career, did she?
Plays for some team in Spain called Real Madrid.
Apparently
Never heard of them.
scored a hat-trick at the weekend as well, another one.
And Claire Emsley plays for a team owned by a lassie that was in Star Wars. So
there you go.
Yeah, I know.
Play for Hibs Women and you didn't amount to anything in your life.
Imagine that. Going from Broxburn to playing for
the Bernabeu.
Star Wars. I know.
Boy.
From Albion to the Bernabeu. But yeah, so shared Albion back with
there
Broxburn Athletic for a period of time. So you've done no bad there, Charlie. 4 out of 6.
Respectable. I'll take it for the first one back.
That's respectable, given that I thought I was going to trip you up with the Broxburn Athletic one because...
the only reason I remember it is because you mentioned it either on Sunday or last week.
Yeah, we used to share Albion Park, so we've had quite a few homes. We've had quite a few. That might be another question one day. How many stadiums have played in? So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. So we'll be back very soon to review all of the action. We'll be talking about Hibs Women's game against Rangers and of course that cup game against East Fife as well. So it'll be a bit of a Hibs Women double header.
Yeah, we review the Dortmund game tomorrow as well. Good luck to the young team.
Got to say, good luck to the lads. I think you've actually reminded me of that there. So yeah, what I've got to say of that is it's a one-off game, free hit. Go out there, give it your all, lads, and who knows what could happen. I think regardless of the result, we've got to be very proud of them for getting to that stage.
Absolutely.
I think we thought when we beat Molde, we went a step too far. So I think we overcame a very good Nantes side. So I think there's no reason why not. There's no reason why we can't.
Looks like it'll be a big attendance as well. Nearly 6,000 tickets are away. So exactly. That's more than what Ross County get and teams like Kelly and teams like that on a weekly basis. So there's every chance that the wee lads can go and do it tomorrow. And
a big home crowd.
We'll be there. We'll be there. So hopefully the big crowd gets them going and they go and win, because that would be quality. Imagine playing a team like flipping Barcelona or something at Easter Road again in the next round. I don't know who we can play if we get through, but a team like that would be unbelievable. Even if we beat Dortmund, that would be so good. But
yeah, exactly. I think that's it. Absolutely huge game for the lads, and all of us are behind you. So good luck to Steve Keane and the boys. And guys, if you've not got a ticket yet, why not? If you can, get yourself down and back the youth. Whilst Hearts, Rangers, and Celtic have made some silly decisions to play in the Lowland League against the likes of Trinent Juniors and Civil Service Strollers, we'll be playing Dortmund. So I think it's a big game. It's a big game for youth football in Scotland in general as well, to prove that the reserve league and the reserve cup are still things that are worth the time with the B teams going into the Lowland League, which is something I'm very against. It's a subject I'm very passionate about. So guys, but apart from that, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back to review all of the action from the Hibs. And as always,
a lot of games.
Exactly. As always, guys, I'm on the cabbage.
Hi, this is Siobhan Hunter.
Hi, this is Chris Gaunt.
Hi, this is Cliff Pike from Hibs TV.
Hi, this is Tam McManus.
And you're listening
And you're listening to
the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
Listening to the Strong Opinion Hibs podcast.
To Strong Opinion Hibs podcast. Go on the lads.
What a moment this is. It's Liam Henderson to deliver. David Gray has scored. The captain. Hibs are standing on the brink of history after 114 years.
Strong opinion. I love the strong opinion.